Assalamualaikum. So we're back in GITEX and I've got Nazir Uddin with me. So he's heading Nokia Enterprises and he talked about something which I thought is worth recording. So solving some real world problem using their tech capability at Nokia and for eAnt. So let's hear from Nazir. Assalamualaikum Nazir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, all doing well. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. It's been almost 1 year since we talked last time on a short podcast, so we are back. So at GITEX, I think I would love to know, as you just tell me a little bit about the solution.
Right.
I think it's very important to cut through the buzzwords and talk about the real world problems that are being solved by technology.
Absolutely.
I would love to hear that from you.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. So I know it's a bit noisy, but I'll try to summarize quickly. So what do we have here is a prototype or a reflection of what an oil and gas facility or a chemical facility would look like. So we have a running plant which is simulated by a bunch of PLCs, a bunch of sensors. And what we are doing is we are using private wireless network and the applications running on private wireless network to solve the operational technology problems, right? We are not going to focus or talk about how big the core is, how many radios we need to deploy. We're going to simply talk about how we can make the network vertical industries safer, and for the users and the operators much more connected so that they're able to operate the platform and the plant remotely, right? So we have a 5G camera, we have of course the water sensors, we have the gas sensors, we have the water flow meter, and of course at the back of it we have some PLCs running in. And I will just ask my colleague Baburaj, who's helping here run the demo, to just simulate an incident. And once you see the incident, you see the red light comes up, right? We will potentially be able to simulate a gas leak. And as you know, once we have a gas leak, sometimes it's in the visible spectrum, right? You can see the smoke coming out. But reacting to a visible spectrum is much later and absolutely unsafe. So we would have a combination of sensors integrated with applications that would allow the users or the workers at the site to evacuate. You can see on the dashboard, as a centralized dashboard, indicating alarms, right? And that alarm indicates the course of action that we need to take. Do we need to evacuate? Do we need to alert the authority? At the same time, the emergency response teams are alerted with the data coming from the plant on what course of action they need to take. So for example, if it's a gas leak, they would bring in a different set of equipment and different set of chemicals to put out. If this is, for example, an oil spill, then of course it's a different response. If it's a fire that needs to be put out, so you have a different course of action. And accordingly, if there are people on site which need to be tended, then the emergency services from the medics and the paramedics would be responding.
Excellent. So this solution, has this been deployed somewhere?
Yeah, it's been deployed in quite a few places. I mean, some of them, of course, are under NDA, so I'm not at liberty to speak. But yes, oil and gas companies are using Nokia solution, and in this case, with our technology partner, Etisalat eAnt, of course, in the region and outside the region.
So that's one example of how technology can help solve real world challenges. Because you see flying taxis, you hear about the theme of GITEX being AI, but there's a lot of buzz around it. So this is a real use case I wanted to show you. And thank you very much, Nazir, for showing this to us. It's quite incredible that
thank you
guys
very much.
are doing.
And good to see you again.
All the best and see you around. Have a good time.